My name's Anthony Flaum, and I am now an opera singer, but I was in the musical theatre business. And I first came to Stratford Theatre Royal East, Stratford East Theatre back into the early 2000s when we did Come Dancing with Ray Davies from Kinks fame. And it was Philip Hedley's idea to commission the piece. And I first walked in not really knowing anyone in the building and anyone in the production, and it was immediately a family. And it's been mentioned many a times that there is a real Stratford family in this theatre, and it's absolutely true. You feel included, you feel heard, you're welcomed, and there's no feeling of being judged. It's just such a lovely collaborative environment to make art, and I absolutely loved my experience in this building. So my connection to this was originally I was in something here, and then when I had kids, I brought my kids here to the Panto as well. My family originally are EastEnders, and so my family sort of grew up in this area, and in like Cable Street and Jubilee Street, more in Whitechapel way. But some families still sort of live down the road. So I love the fact that this theatre is still going strong, 140 years later. I think there's two shows. One, obviously, the one I was in had a very significant impact on me. But the one I saw, I think, has to be Five Guys Named Mo. Was such an amazing energy from that stage coming out into the audience. I just felt the electricity in my body from the numbers in the show, and I absolutely loved that show. So I think Five Guys Named Mo for me stands out. This was a number of years ago. Also, now I've had children, I've brought my kids to see the Panto here a number of times, and it's a brilliant experience. And Panto is so important because it's kids' first touch with theatre, and in order to keep our art form alive, the theatre traditions in this country start with Panto, and if that's a positive experience, then theatre will remain alive. So the last Panto I saw a few years ago, I think, might have been Aladdin, maybe, but the Panto here is a brilliant tradition, very inclusive to the local audience and further afield. So there's a number of things that stand out for me in this theatre, but one was Come Dancing that I was in. I loved being on that stage, and then Five Guys Named Mo. I think it's the sense of inclusivity, the sense of collaboration, and those words are often bandied around as buzzwords, but actually sometimes you feel very much as if you could just walk up those stairs and get on the stage and take part, and often they do. They have tables on the stage, and the audience are very much part of the show. And I'm very much of the opinion that a show is the silent partner in the show is the audience. If there's no audience, there's no show. And the audience are very much part of what's going on stage in this theatre. So it's sort of an entire family, not just what's on stage and what's behind stage, but also who's sitting and watching it. So you really feel part of something, I think, when you come and see something here. And you get hooked on that sort of family feeling in Stratford and the sort of old East End vibe. But it's not just like going and watching something in the West End or wherever. I feel that Stratford East has that sort of family regional theatre feeling that a lot of great regional theatres around the country have. They just include everyone, wherever you're from. And to watch something here is not just to watch something, it's actually to be a part of it.